Hi everyone, it's Kathy from House of TOEFL again today. And today we're going to talk about the most common #1 mistake that you guys make. Even though you're TOEFL students, you're advanced, it doesn't matter. This is still the #1 mistake I correct. So let's talk about that today and let's talk about how to fix it. I'm speaking, of course, about subject-verb agreement in the simple present. She likes, she goes, she reads. This is the #1 thing I correct because students forget the S on the verb. I know that seems simple. You probably think, I don't do that. This is the #1 mistake that I correct. So it is pretty likely that you do make this mistake. So let's talk about some exercises I tell my students to do in order to correct this. Of course, we add an S when the subject is he, she, it, or a single person's name, like Josh. Josh reads, or a female named Susan. Susan goes. You want to have that S sound in the speaking section. So what I tell my students to do is actually walk around their house and construct sentences and say them out loud. My son does his homework at the table. My husband drinks a cup of coffee. My neighbor makes a lot of noise. And so on. Make your own sentences as you walk around. That way it will chunk in your mind. And when I say chunk, I mean it will start to be memorized together and you will stop making that mistake. So what is chunking? Chunking means that in our minds, we have certain phrases we know go together. Like you probably learned at the very beginning, how are you? You probably learned, my name is Mohammed at the beginning. So now you never say, how is you? Am I right? You never say, how is you? You never say, my name are Mohammed. You never say that, right? It's because you learned it as a chunk. So now we want to chunk an S when we have it, he, she, or a single person's name. So does this affect your TOEFL score? Yes, it does. Because it's a very basic English mistake and native speakers don't make it. So to us, it's like nails on a chalkboard. There's another chunk for you. Nails on a chalkboard. That means a very irritating sound. My children have watched Frozen so many times that now when I hear the songs, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I'm kidding. I love Frozen. Just an example, putting it into a context for you. So I want you to start chunking. So repeat after me. These are some things you might say in the TOEFL. The student supports the announcement. The man likes the idea. The professor disagrees with the lecture. He believes this is a great idea. He thinks this won't improve the relationship with the town. She studies in her dorm room. He bikes to the park in the afternoons. Okay, now I want you to go forward and practice on your own, walking around your house, making sentences so it chunks together in your mind and you stop making this very common mistake which can lower your TOEFL score but is so easily fixed. So let's do that. Let's fix it. And as always, I'm Kathy from House of TOEFL and good luck on your test.